Hi, my name is Emily Harris, and I am one of the Scenic Carpenters at Red Mountain Theater Company. We collaborate every day to build different pieces from the set. Sometimes it's building stuff, sometimes it is placing weird material onto other material and then just like hoping it works. We receive draftings from David, our technical director, and then we take little measurements on a piece of paper and then we turn it into real life 3D, sometimes 2D objects to take off to paint for our scenic painter CJ. So this stump that my lovely coworker Danny made is a baby version of the almost 18-foot long tree that we're making. This has a layered treatment, technically with balloons underneath it. I don't know. And then it has the Foss shape on top of it, which is this stuff, and then I believe another layer of Foss shape to give that bark texture. Slap some sort of sealant on it to make sure that it also retains hardness and that you can paint over it, and then you paint over it. So then we have this is our lovely test subject where we did the first layer of the what's the metal stuff called again?
Molding cloth.
Molding cloth. And then we put the Foss shape on top of it. So then when we decided that we wanted that, we moved on to the actual tree, the tree section. We have attached the molding cloth to all of the tree so far. And so now we're moving on to the Foss shape, starting back down at the root of the tree. So we'll go back over there. I got into theater on accident. I wasn't doing like plays or anything. My voice isn't loud enough for acting. So I just wanted to go to a school, and I knew that if I wanted to get in that school, I had to do tech theater. And then whenever I got there, I was like, oh, I really like working with my hands, and I like building things, and I like painting things. And then you're always like interacting with like your technical theater people and then the actors, and then it just usually winds up being fun, and everyone's just sort of like, usually depending on the situation, goofing off. But if you can allow yourself to goof off, which I like to goof off, so. So this process is confusing because we don't fully know what we're doing, but we're giving it our best shot. So we're attaching the Foss shape to it. We have stapled it with a pneumatic staple gun, which is just the air-powered staple gun. And then we have to fit the contours of all the roots while still trying to maintain like a little bit of a seamless structure to it, which is gonna be difficult. So that's what we're working on right now. Before I like really worked here, but I worked here for 9 months doing overhead work, I built the curved steps at the front of the stage. And it wasn't like the most cohesive project I've ever been given, but it was like really nice to be whenever it was done, and it was just like such a long thing, and then I knew how to put it together, and then I got to tell other people how to do it. So as we're going along through this, to actually get it to harden up around the tree and get the texture that we want, we have to hit it with a heat gun, which is going to be a little funny because the heat gun only has a radius or a diameter of this, and then we have to do the literal entire 10-foot by 18-foot tree with it. So that'll be great. And that's gonna take a long time. And Danny's getting started, so we're on our way. On the road again. So what we're working on right now, we've built most of the set pieces, all of the set pieces, for the color purple. So what's left is a really large tree. I don't know if it's called the Tree of Life or if that's what we're calling it, to be honest with you, but it is dang near 18 feet tall, and I'm gonna go with almost 10 feet wide at the very base of it. And you use the heat gun on the seams, and then you get a piece of the actual like material itself to help press it down so that you don't burn your fingers. And also you can't wear gloves because it then just sticks to the glove. The material will just come off on it because it's basically melting plastic. So then you take a heat gun and then a piece of the material itself and then flatten it down so that we don't have seams showing. And then we're probably gonna, I think we discovered that caulking over them kind of helps hide them, so we're gonna caulk over it. Advice I would give if you wanted to get into technical theater would, I think, be to try and work at as many like local theaters as you can. You can go to college, and it's nice to go to college, but I learned a lot of things when I got out of college and started doing stuff like working with actual productions and not just things I learned in class. So you don't have to be discouraged if you don't have a college education, because there's a ton of things that you can learn outside of that. And then not to be discouraged if you don't know what you're doing fully necessarily, if you get into a scene shop, because everybody's usually willing to like give you a hand and help you. That's kind of how everyone got to where they are today. So if it's something you want to do, you don't have to feel bad that you don't know it fully, and you can just try to go for it.